Well, during their joint press conference, President Obama joked that some Republicans had threatened to move to Canada after his election victory. As CCTV's Rory Rottenberg reports, that threat is nothing new in U.S. politics.
As Canada's leader Justin Trudeau was touching down in Washington, a new television series had just premiered in the U.S. Underground recounts the perilous journeys made by American southern state slaves escaping north in the 1800s.
I need to know now who's in, who's out.
I know you was planning to run.
He's scared.
I own you!
Ultimately, an estimated 30,000 made it to freedom in British North America, which would eventually become Canada. 100 years later, thousands more would follow. Young American draft dodgers fleeing U.S. prosecution for refusing to fight in Vietnam. Many Americans still think of Canada as a refuge of last resort. Its proximity, its language, and its liberal immigration policy have made it an obvious choice. Yet few know much about their neighbors to the north. A popular U.S. animation series turned film tells Americans to, though it's not entirely clear for what.
I think Americans think that all Canadians live in igloos and that our winters are so treacherous that they can't comprehend how we even survive.
There is, of course, ice hockey and maple syrup and the occasional pop culture export.
Justine!
Republican U.S. presidential hopeful Ted Cruz was actually born in Canada. His leading rival, Donald Trump, wasn't. But according to Google Analytics, Trump's success in pre-election primaries this month triggered at its peak a surge of more than 1,000% in, quote, how to move to Canada searches. Ed Ungar of Toronto's U.S. Democrats Abroad says historically after elections, few people actually follow through on their pack it up pledges.
I don't know a single American up here that's come here primarily for political reasons. They come up here because of life. They come because they got a job and they stayed here. They come up here because they went to school up here and they met their eventual spouse, had children, and stayed.
This website may change that. Cape Breton, if Trump wins, promises a new life for Americans on the Canadian island, if the real estate mogul secures the White House. In the week after its launch, Cape Breton officials said they received more inquiries than the whole of last year.
My advice to them would be to think long and hard, do your homework. I mean, if the point of it is that you want to escape what you think America may be coming, to be clear, you're legally required to have far more interaction with the U.S. government if you're an American living outside of Canada than in Canada.
Those hoping to come here and escape Trump may come across the occasional reminder. The hotel behind me bears his name, and at the top there's a pricey, high-end restaurant.
It just happens to be called America. Rowie Rettenberg, CCTV in Toronto.